Do roll call. Joe Gibson's here.
Lamont Weeks, Julia Renara here. Jackie LaBarbera, present.
Stacy's on her way in. Okay, we'll move on to student recognition.
Who's going first? Is Zay on there? You take high school, you're up first. Okay, how about we go ahead and have.
Go ahead, Joe.
Yeah, you good.
Okay. Come on, get over. Hi, I'm Fawn Carson, filling in for Megan McCauley this evening. Our student recorder is Zach Lowe. Zach Lowe is a 12th grade student with North Valley. He's been with us since the beginning of 11th grade and is looking forward to graduating this spring. He is a good friend, student, and all-around good guy. Works very hard every day towards his goal of graduation while always maintaining a kind and positive attitude. He is very helpful and actively involved in his education. Here are a few words from his teachers. Sorry, I was not prepared tonight. Surprise! Science teacher Ms. Hope said, "I'm so proud of you, Zach. He is always ready to answer questions during discussion and readily available to help others around him, showing empathy for others when the opportunity arises. He has a very scientific brain, as he is quick to follow up his answers with reasoning. Zach is also great at visually displaying information and using his critical thinking skills to solve problems. I am so confident that Zach will be successful in whatever he sets his mind to." Mr. Bamer, history and music. Zach has always been respectful and polite, and he is always willing to help his fellow students. For example, he is an amazing guitar player, and he is often willing to show other students how to play songs and riffs in music class. Counselor Jamie Marino. We have seen a lot of growth with Zach this year. He is working harder than ever towards his graduation. His attendance this year has vastly improved, and we can tell that his mind is set on a goal. He is also very kind. We see his kindness not only when he is with his girlfriend, but also when he is around the other students. He is a very sweet kid. Zach Lowe.
Jack, you have a speech prepared?
Neither did I.
You have green because my son is in the Army, so you have to have green. So congratulations.
Thank you, guys.
You deserve it.
Thank you. Made it in that parking lot. I know. Good evening. So it is our honor to introduce Mr. Bradley McHatton. Thank you for coming up, sir. And he's a junior at UTech, and so when I started, he was on the watch list. And but he has come from a 0.67 end his freshman year to now earning an off-campus pass, no tardies, no behavior issues, and rock and rolling with a giant A in auto ROP. But I wanted to let Mrs. Williams share because she got to know the freshman Bradley as much as.
Yes, Bradley has always been such a kind young man, always. But school has not been his favorite thing. He has always been incredibly respectful of all of our school rules, but I would say Bradley has slid under the radar. And then when we stepped in at New Tech to really, what I would say, expecting excellence of Bradley and holding him accountable, he didn't push back. He stepped in, he signed up for ROP, he's getting an A, he's going to be an advanced ROP, auto ROP next year. And he is just such an incredible young man that I think has really fully embraced being a wonderful student. And he's always been a wonderful young man, and I'm really proud of him.
A couple comments from Mr. Peterson, who wanted to share. And since Bradley really is a story of worst to first.
I can remember last year having some really tough conversations with him about the crowd he hung around, the trouble he'd get in, and he'd spend way too much time in the bathroom, as many were at that time. We even made some adjustments to break up some of those unhealthy friendships along the way. But at semester finals last December, he refused to present his poem. This year, we were like, oh my gosh, Bradley came, he had a button up, he was all business. And started off right out of the gate. This is back to Mr. Peterson. Wasn't sure if it was going to last, and it did, but he's so proud to see him, Bradley, mature, be a positive influence to others, his great support of wonderful friends, and his grandma, who came tonight, and just enjoy seeing his face every day and the call out to him. So good job in guitar and government as well as everywhere else. So proud of you. Thank you so much.
Congratulations.
Hold up, Bradley, we're gonna get a picture.
I think they want some pictures.
Can I get you a picture as well? One, two, three. Thank you very much.
So this is something we put together a few months ago, and it's very, very highly received, you would say, everyone loves it. Okay, public comment regarding closed session items. Do I have anybody that would like to make a comment? Seeing none, we will now go to closed session.
Yeah, well. No, but I did get.
So where you go to college?
You're not. Yeah.
I told Megan to look at it, she felt sick today. Yeah.
I saw.
Yeah, so I asked her, I texted her and I texted her and I said, hey.
Okay, let's call this meeting back to order. We have flag salute. Tom Stafford, shall lead us.
Let's stand, salute, pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We nailed it.
Could we get a motion to approve the agenda for the meeting?
So moved. Second.
Move the second, all's in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. Closed session, no action was taken in closed session. Student reps will report on athletics, activities, and academics. I don't know who wants to go first. Get up.
Good evening, board members and Superintendent Mr. Parker. Thank you for having me. My name is Kate Linders, and I'm a student representative for NUTEC. I'm going to start off with some updates and past events that I have. First off, thank you, Mr. Schreiner, maintenance and custodians, for helping facilitate putting in the new floors in room 105 and our new drinking fountain and water bottle station. We're all loving it, so thank you. January 9th, we had our winter wonderland semi-formal with over half of our students participating, which was a really great outcome. January 12th, many military representatives were on campus to review ASVAB results for 10th and 11th graders, along with Ms. McWilliams and our ROP technician, Ms. Winkle. January 12th, for the 26-27 career pathways and college prep electives for next year were rolled out to current 9th and 9th to 11th graders. Special guests were their culinary and technology ROP teachers. Our enrollment updates. We're currently at 140 students. We have 41 ninth graders, 24 10th graders, 44 11th graders, and 31 12th graders. Current events. Ms. McWilliams continues to visit 8th grade classes around our county. Current students are wrapping up enrolling for courses for the 26-27 school year. Leadership is prepping for Valentine's Day. We will start selling our candygrams on January 26th and deliver them the week of Valentine's. Upcoming NUTEC events. Tomorrow we have our Twin Day Spirit Day. We also have our sober grad meeting with Ms. Vaughn tomorrow at 6 p.m. Friday the 23rd, we have our activity is ice skating with Ms. Hernandez and Ms. Morfield. February, we have our CTE month and weekly announcements, which is showing to highlight in the importance of technical education. Monday through Friday, February 2nd and 6th, we have our National Film First Week. Thursday, February 5th, the yearbook class will take a work trip to Chico with Mr. Belong. Save the dates. March 4th, we have at 6 p.m. we have our student and parent information night for any interested students for next year. And April 30th, we have our senior spotlight at NUTEC. Do you guys have any questions? No? Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
My name is Billie Jean O'Reilly, and I'm the ASD president at Anderson High School. Thank you, board members and district office staff, for letting me update you on the happenings of our school campus. For athletics, we have boys basketball. On January 7th, league has officially started, as well as our homecoming game against Wairika this Friday. Wrestling this past weekend at the Lady Mustang tournament at Liberty High School with over 50 teams. The Anderson girls placed fifth. Natalie Sanders won the tournament at 117 pounds with falls all the way through the final. Isabella Wyatt placed second despite being unseeded in the bracket, taking out the 2 seed in the first round, and en route to her finals appearance, Amelia Wood Valrella placed first in the 190-pound bracket, upsetting the number 7 ranked wrestler in the state in the finals. Amelia scored the maximum amount of 10 points possible, claiming all pins. Awesome job, Anderson girls. Our boys varsity wrestling team competed in Southern California's Temecula Valley Battle for the Belt tournament. There were close to 100 teams with many of the toughest squads in Southern California. Elias Raby achieved what no Anderson wrestler nor any wrestler from the north section has achieved and claimed the Temecula Belt, which I do have, and I'll show you guys in a minute. He achieved this feat without allowing a single takedown. In the finals, he defeated a Greco national champion. His performance was impressive enough that Southern California coaches elected him to be the MVP lower weight wrestler of the tournament. David Griffith went into the tournament seeded 8th and had his best showing all year, placing 5th. State-ranked wrestlers and upset one of the top-ranked wrestlers in his weight class, sand walking section, in his 5th place medal match. On the same weekend, many of our JV boys wrestlers traveled to Reed High School in Sparks, Nevada, and represented Anderson wrestling very well. The coaches are very proud of the squad this year. Relentless pursuit. Anderson FFA is gearing up to host the Shasta Section Speaking Contest on February 4th. This event will host over 100 students competing in a wide variety of speaking competitions, preparing students for leadership roles and future careers. We also have students heading out to compete at multiple field days this semester. We have students on both milk quality and dairy products teams, as well as the farm power and equipment teams. Renovations are continuing to happen at the school farm with the heavy equipment and farm construction classes. We are in the final stages of the new energy efficient lighting and watering system installation in the pig barn and are making great progress with the soil work happening along West Anderson Road to prepare for phase 2 of our fencing project. Students are also working in the beef barn renovating our livestock pens, adding new gravel and rubber mats. Overall, the spring semester is off to a great start, and we look forward to sharing our travel and competition successes with you guys in the coming months. Leadership has been working hard on selling tickets for our winter homecoming dance. The theme is a night under the northern lights. We have also been in preparation for 8th grade introduction this coming Friday. There will be right around 200 8th graders coming to explore our campus and all the great things we have. The 8th graders will be getting to experience our homecoming rally, get to know more about our electives and athletics, and ending our day off with hot dogs and root beer floats. The theater program held auditions for their upcoming show, The Mean Girls, last week. The music department is preparing for winter homecoming and 8th grade visit. The band is scheduled to perform, and the newly formed Prosecution Ensemble will be presenting a special stomp piece. We'll also be hosting a station to promote the Prosecution Ensemble and our other musical offerings. The pep band will be playing at the varsity boys and girls basketball games on January 21st, 23rd, and February 6th. Sophomore trumpet player Angelina Ramos was chosen to perform in the North Cal High School Honor Band at Sonoma State University, February 5th through 7th. And the music department is preparing for a tour of all 3 feeder schools on February 27th. Any questions?
Thank you.
All right, I'll show you guys the bill though. My coach is probably more proud than you guys want it.
What is it called? The what belt? The Mankiller belt.
Yeah, I don't know. It was battle for the belt tournament, Southern California.
Does he get to keep it, or does it like get passed on the next year's winner?
No, he gets to keep it.
Wow.
The kid is
I'll say, Lenny, thank you for posting that video.
It's a pretty sturdy thing.
Oh my
got some
gosh,
weight
it's
to it.
nice.
He's pretty darn talented.
Did you say he's the first one?
Yes, in the whole like northern section. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, you can see the actual wrestling match on the ASB Facebook page, right?
I believe it's on the Sports Boosters.
Yeah, it's supposed to sports boosters.
Yeah.
It was a really good match.
It's like he's on TV because there's commentators that.
Wow, that's
It
awesome.
was good.
Cool.
All right,
Thank you for sharing that.
Thank you.
Anybody from West Valley?
I talked to Jacob. I thought he was going to be here. I can only assume something major came up because he's super reliable. But I did go over the board report with him, and I hope everything's okay. Derek, you're a famous public speaker. Would you like to wing it? No pressure, but you want to at least, some things going on like HOCO February 6th and all that. Hey, come on up. No pressure, just nail it. This is good practice.
Full
Do you have
send.
any script for him? Like what you gave the other two?
He had it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I know a couple.
You got some things going on.
Yeah, in leadership.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, leadership recently finished planning up our homecoming night, which is on February 6th, and it's going to be a night in Pandora, which is based off of the Avatar movies. So I think everyone's pretty excited about that, and we have a lot of cool ideas that are going to go into that as well. We're playing Wairika for the homecoming game. I'm trying to think of what else. We have 8th grade invasion, I believe, on the same day. So we're going to also allow the 8th graders to come to the homecoming rally and just have a lot of other stuff going on at the school to go on with homecoming and the 8th grade invasion. What else?
We've got the alumni dinner that Mr. Fairley puts on.
Oh yeah, there's the Hall of Fame dinner that's coming up soon that the Mr. Fairley puts on too.
February 21st.
February 21st to induct
If they don't remember.
honorable West Valley alumni into the Hall of Fame. So that should be very, very nice to have at our campus.
Who's being inducted?
Not sure.
Yeah, Emmett, actually, we've got, I can tell you.
Are you going to be there Sunday?
Maybe.
Pat Robbins, who we've officially known as the gatekeeper, the only person to ever kick my wife out of a game for helping me set up and then charge her to get back in. True story. I was assistant principal and I was helping set up. I had nothing to do with it. I was just there to help. And my wife's putting out tablecloths and stuff. And yeah, it was awesome. I loved it. And I'm not joking.
Right.
Yeah, you've been there. Daniel Imlach, class of 2003, pole vault champion, university, it doesn't say what. Oh, Sacramento State University pole vault record holder. Carissa Storms, Scarapura, class of 2011. Tom Roos, class of 1992. Alyssa Allen, class of 2007. Dwayne Castile, 1997. Steve Walther, which is really cool. If you ever go out back, it's called the Walther barn and ag areas, so they're really important to West Valley. Those are all the inductees.
And then for sports, we have basketball, going on right now. I think they're doing pretty good. And then wrestling, I think the girls wrestlers have a big tournament this weekend, the mid-cal tournament.
Yeah, Mid-Cal's our big tournament.
So, yeah, sports are going good, and then I know that baseball and track are starting right now, so it's a busy time to be an athlete there.
How many girl wrestlers are there?
So, good Mr. Bixby question. 5. 5 girl wrestlers. That's about my extent on all that, but
Aren't you guys getting ready to go on a trip?
for
Ag?
For FFA, I can't talk about FFA. We have some conferences coming up for different members. We're going to different speaker competitions. We're going to one tomorrow. I got selected to go to the Sacramento Leadership Experience in February, and we're planning a lot for state convention, which is at the end of March. And what else we do.
So did you guys have any mandarins at all?
I think we did, man.
Yeah, not a lot. They were all, yeah. But we do have the soil being tested, and we should be getting I don't know what you call that, an analysis, thank you, back on that, whatever it takes. But I did visit with Tom about that, and the mandarins do have a life cycle. They do natural downturns, even when you think the weather. And sometimes if you really pick them up, they can come back for another decade or so, but it is a matter of time before either a different orchard gets put in or there's yeah. And then,
What contests do you have? Do you guys do? Do you do vine judging?
No, we don't do vine judging anymore. At our school, we have meat judging and livestock judging and veg crop. So we're doing along with our speaking competitions as well.
Do you do partly pro?
Not anymore.
You guys used to be really good at that.
Yeah. I think that was like Mr. Bass, but we haven't done it.
So what speaking contests do you do?
Just everyone at the school. We're doing kids that are in Creed speaking. We have a few people doing Spanish Creed, which is cool to get the different competitions that we're done. And job interview, prepared for kind of this speech. That's what I did last year. And then I'm doing exam speaking.
Eric, what did you win last year?
I won prepare last year. That was the one I did, so we have someone else doing this year. I don't have much else. That was about the extent of my
no,
knowledge.
you did good, thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
I said February 21st, it's February 7th, it's the Hall of Fame dinner, I apologize. February 7th.
Our student speaker is out sick today, so. Ding, ding, ding. Yeah. Kinda, and then back in Shasta, might as well be. So Megan was kind enough to prepare a speech for us, so we have something there. Yay. Good evening, members of the board. My name is Fawn Carson, and I serve as the Assistant to the Director of Alternative Education, and I'm also the registrar. Megan is out sick today, and so is our student representative. So I am providing the most recent update on our alternative education program and spring semester plans. Our new Yonder Top cell phone policy is fully implemented at North Valley. While we have certainly received student complaints, teachers are already reporting increased classroom engagement. Once the initial adjustment period has settled, we will provide you with updated attendance and credit completion data for comparison to last semester. With spring and graduation seasons approaching, we are ramping up participation for post-secondary pathways by planning to Shasta College, including participation in their career technical education preview day. These opportunities are intended to help students develop meaningful aspirations and explore career paths that support long-term success. Additionally, we are excited to expand the presence of 5 Peaks counselors at the site with no additional cost. This added support will help to strengthen our student cognitive development and reduce unwanted behavior. Thank you for your time and continued support. And then the other page is just our actual one break with all that. Whole thing.
Thank you.
Thank you. I like to have this printed, so thank you.
Yes,
Yeah.
it comes out pretty.
Okay, moving on to public comment. The board will hear comments from the public on agenda or non-agenda items. Individual speakers will be allowed 3 minutes, total of 20 minutes per topic. Is there anybody who would like to address the board tonight?
Hi, my name is Taylor Bowerman. I'm an ag teacher at West Valley High School, and then I teach one period at Anderson. I wasn't sure where in the program to go, so I figured public comment probably the safest place. So I wanted to start off by thanking the board members and the superintendent for your guys' continued support of professional development and for believing in the work we do as educators. That support truly makes a difference, not just for teachers, but for students. I'm sure you're wondering why I'm here thanking you for that. This year, I had the opportunity to participate in a program called the Turn the Key program. This is through the National Association of Agriculture Educators. I was selected as the only early career educator from the state of California to take part in this experience. I also was able to, I received the Turn the Key Award for California. So that was super exciting. However, you guys did have to send me to Nashville, right? So thank you so much for approving that trip, allowing me to get that opportunity to really grow. My time there was super impactful on me and on my department, which was amazing. During the program, I was able to connect with agriculture educators from across the nation. I learned practical classroom-ready strategies that directly impacted student learning. While I was there, I went to an agri-science workshop. If you guys don't know, West Valley and now Anderson does agri-science projects, which are like science experiments, but they write an APA report. It's pretty difficult, and I was able to get some really important resources from that professional development. They had workbooks that work with students. They talked about how to implement the workbooks. And while I'm there in Nashville, I'm actually sending it to my department. And one of my coworkers, Laura, she implemented it the very next day. So it was super impactful. Not only that, I was able to participate in workshops about fundraising and program sustainability. These sessions provide tools to strengthen our program, expand opportunities for students, and it ensures that we can keep offering these opportunities to those students by continuing to develop as a professional educator. I strongly believe that educators, when they're given the opportunity to grow, the students are what benefits them most. And I do think my time in Nashville truly impacted my teaching and my department. So thank you guys so much for that. As we know, ag educators often travel all over the state and all over the world to participate in these professional developments. So I wanted to sincerely thank the board and our superintendent for constantly supporting those opportunities. Your support allows us to grow as educators and in turn better serve our students. Thank you guys for your time and for listening to me tonight. And if you have any questions about the FFA program, feel free to ask.
Thank you much.
Thank you.
Okay, seeing no other person, I'll now open the public hearing for the public exposure of the major provisions of the proposed agreement between the AUHSD and unrepresented confidential employees for the 25-26 and the 26-27 school year. Hearing no comments, we'll close that public hearing. Now open the public hearing for the major provisions of the proposed agreement between Anderson United School District and unrepresented management that includes classified and certificated employees for the 25-26 and the 26-27 school years. Any questions? Hearing none, We'll move on to consent items. The items listed there, there's 7 of them listed for consent. Does anybody would like to pull any of those?
I'd like to pull 5.7.
Any others? Okay. Can I get a motion to approve consent items 5.1 to 5.6?
So moved.
With the same, all those in favor?
Aye.
Moving on now to the 5.7 that was removed from the consent item. Jackie?
I just want to say thank you for this. This is amazing. So we're going to get one of these every month, right? Awesome. I love it. So now, for example, the Turn the Key conference, had we have already been doing this, I would have been able to go, oh yeah, we did send them there. Yeah, okay, cool. All right, thank you. I don't have a problem with it. I just wanted to pull it and thank you for the work on that.
So can I get a motion to approve 5.7?
Motion to approve 5.7. Second.
Moved and seconded, all those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried unanimous.
Thank you, Joe.
Moving on to 6.2, preliminary facility assessment and presentation by Virgie.
Yeah, I'd like to introduce Mr. Shay Dibble. He works with Verigy. I've had the opportunity to work with Shay, meet with him several times. Shay's company is basically works on making schools more energy efficient, ranging from solar to windows to older HVAC units, to LED lighting, boilers, just a wide variety of things. He and I, Mr. Schreiner, walked all of our campuses about a month and a half ago. And the information he's presenting tonight is just information to see if we want to go forward with this project. Nothing can happen tonight. So Shay, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you, Superintendent, Trustees, thank you for having me here tonight, and thank you for the community. I just wanted to say quickly before I go on, it's just super impressive to see students come up and speak. I get to do it semi-professionally as part of my work, and what you're doing now is going to shape you for years to come. This doesn't get any easier. It's always a little nerve-wracking, especially when you're talking in front of people you've never met before. So hello, but keep doing it. Keep pushing and keep pushing your students. So thank you for that. I have 2 boys of my own, and I try to push them like crazy, and it drives them nuts. As Superintendent Parker mentioned, we did take a look at a number of your schools, but before I do that, let me introduce myself. I'm Shay Dibble. I'm a senior manager and co-founder of Verigy. Verigy is an energy services company that works with K-12 school districts to improve their facilities and to improve their energy use to such a degree that we seek to find a budget neutral project where the energy cost savings of the project will self-fund itself. Right? So there ends up being a payback. Most of the time there isn't, but in doing so, we also guarantee those energy savings year after year so that you move risk over to Verigy. So with that in mind, I'd like to get to quickly to the presentation. I know that we don't have a lot of time, Brian. So here's a little bit of information, and forgive me for looking over my shoulder. I know that I'm to be addressing you good folks. But Verigy is the largest K-12 energy solutions company in the United States, about 95% of what we do. I focus solely on K-12 in California. I've worked with about 100 districts. I've set foot on thousands of school sites, and I'll address why that's important in just a moment on the next slide. And one of the things that we try to do is we try to approach projects with an evidence-based approach. We asked the district for data, so we received about a year's worth of energy data. We looked at that data. We then went on site to confirm what we were seeing with the data. And it resulted in a matrix that kind of looks like this. I know that's a little bit of an eye chart, right? I have my own reading glasses. I'm difficult to read that, and I've got it here on my computer. But what this does is this is kind of like blood work when you go to the doctor. It just tells you kind of where you want to look. This is a lot of red. Now, I've been on thousands of school sites, and this is why I mentioned this earlier. This does not mean that there's anything wrong with your school site. In fact, the Anderson school sites are some of the best that I've seen in California in a long time. Kudos to your facilities, your M&O staff. They do a great job here. You can tell by the lighting that you already have, this is high efficient LED lighting. Thanks for putting that up. Appreciate that, wherever that's coming from. So there, you can see it a little bit more clearly behind you. So this just enables us to focus on certain areas. So what we try to do is visit every single site, which the superintendent indicated that we did. We talk to district staff. We look at all of your, look in all of your classrooms, or as many as we can get in. We go on the roofs. We look at HVAC, look at solar, and what have you. And through that, we were able to go back to our offices and generate a list of recommended improvements that can wholly self-fund themselves. And it hasn't changed on the other screen, but on the screen in front of you, there we go. Thank you so much. You can see that we are looking at additional LED lighting upgrades. We're looking at some additional solar and repairing some solar at West Valley High School. A boiler replacement potentially at West Valley is a good idea. Orchestrate. Now, Orchestrate is a controls upgrade. It is a system that we call master services integration. What it does is it enables all of your control systems, your work order systems, calendaring to talk to each other. Makes things a little bit more efficient and more effective. Replacement of a roof. In fact, here at this location, we have a little bit of a roof that may need to be tended to over in the Performing Arts Center. Pool refurbishment over at West Valley Early College. There's a little bit of water leakage out of that pool. I think that we could patch that up. And of course, a vault lining for a vault is sitting in the ground at West Valley that uses a pumping station to move effluents out of the area, but it has some water infiltration. Sometimes it fills up, and that can cause some issues. And so we would line that vault so that you wouldn't have to spend energy pumping water out of the vault that's supposed to be pumping water, right? So all of these measures here in total can be completed within your own energy budget. So let's talk a little bit about what that looks like. So if your budget is roughly $1 million a year, and we can save you 30%, $300,000 a year, instead of sending that off to the utility, you can then redirect that money after the equipment is in and saving you that amount back to paying for the equipment. So it creates a budget neutral process. So you'll still have a budget at $1 million, but 30% of that will go back down into the project itself. When we did our engineering calculations, the district-wide upgrades, did all of our estimations, is roughly $8 million to $11 million, depending on what the district wants to do. The district has many choices, and we provide those choices. We try to give districts not only what they need, but what they want. And like that Rolling Stones song, but you can get both, right? You can get what you want, and you can get what you need. I would really like to point out, I said 300,000, but in reality, it's anywhere from $400,000 to $500,000 a year in energy cost savings that can be moved over into a project. Again, this is money that you are already spending. It is money that you are giving to the utility. I'm asking that you don't give it to the utility, that you give it back to yourself in improved equipment. Over 20 years with a 5% escalation rate, just understanding time value of money, it compounds. You could be saving anywhere from $15 to $19 million over 20 years. Now, you're going to be doing some projects before 20 years happens, right? But if we were to take it out, that's really what it looks like. Also in there is, you'll see a year one potential grant. That $1.5 million grant represents a 30% tax incentive from the Fed for any additional solar or repowering of the West Valley solar. We have a little bit of a time constraint on that, and that we have to meet safe harbor by July 2nd. Basically means that you should be under contract and basically purchase 5% and land of the solar cost, and then land that material on site in order to be eligible for a direct check. You're a public institution, you don't pay taxes, but the IRA bill has an investment tax credit, and the One Big Beautiful bill has sort of modified the timing at which you can then claim these direct checks from the Fed, and July the 2nd is what we would recommend you looking at. So let's talk a little bit about that budget neutrality and how that works. So essentially, you'll take the utility cost savings. So let me back up. That blue section that you see there is your current utility spend. We're going to generate energy cost savings. We're then going to move that energy cost savings over into project costs. That's that orange piece for those looking in the front, or you can sort of see it behind you as well. And that'll be during the project. And then once the project is complete, you'll benefit from all of those energy savings and the newer equipment. I will say that we are estimating about 8 to 11 million in project costs. We generate 15 to 19 million in 20 years. That would be about an 11 to 13 year payback, depending on whether or not we can get the incentive from the Fed or not. And that's a pretty quick payback. Most of this equipment will last beyond that. As long as you keep that equipment running as efficiently as possible, and I know that your M&O staff, your facility staff do a good job with that, you should be reaping those savings pretty easily. So this is a fun slide. This is the cost of delay. Over time, your current utility cost will go up. The equipment efficiency will eventually erode and costs increases. And so we've projected that your current utility cost in year 20 with that 5.5% will go from about 1.1 million now to about $3.1 million in 20 years. That's in 20 years. I may or may not be doing this in 20 years, but that's in 20 years. The cumulative cost of delay on the right-hand side is the missed opportunity of doing the project. This is essentially the savings inverse, right? This is just the inverse of the savings. This is the amount of money that you will be giving to the utility unless you unlock your utility budget and pay yourselves. In 20 years, that could be 19 million. I don't think, I spoke to the superintendent, I don't think we're going to be needing to look at 20 years, but I think the 5 to 10 year range is a reasonable range to look at with the kind of equipment that you have and the upgrades that you'll need. $3 million in 5 years that you would not have to give the utility, give that to yourself. So I think that's a pretty powerful statement there. That's why I like to show this slide. So let's talk a little bit about where we are in next steps. So this is the preliminary energy assessment, preliminary facility assessment is another thing we call it. It has been completed. It gives broad energy measures. We identify these opportunities. It's just sort of the general estimates right now. We're usually pretty close, about 90%. And our initial recommendations. Oh, did I turn that off somehow? Oh, there we go. So it's really for early decision making. The next phase is the most important phase, which is the investment grade audit. Now this if the district chooses to move forward in the process, is usually handled under an LOI. It is also no cost if the project is implemented by Verigy, but the entire process is a very collaborative engagement with the district to choose all of the equipment that the district wants and needs. This isn't something that happens in a week. This usually takes a couple of months, and I'll show a timeline in just a moment. Detailed project analysis, as you can see there, specific district chosen measures. The district has choice in everything it puts in. We have all of our calculations are done by our mechanical engineers. This is what sets the energy cost savings guarantees that we contractually will obligate to you on. This is how you shift the risk, the performance risk of the equipment onto us. And if you miss your savings guarantees, we will write you a check. And all of the documentation to construct is completed during this phase.
Shay, could you reiterate that? I want to make sure we all understand what you just said about you write up the check if you don't meet those goals.
So an energy savings program or guarantee program is one in which we will design the project so that it will pay for itself. We have energy cost savings, and we will guarantee those energy cost savings, or we write a check, and I will do that contractually. In addition, as I think we've talked about before, now we'll also write the contract as a no change order contract. So unlike a low bid process, you come in, you get a low bid, and someone says, oh, well, now the lights are an additional 30%. Because we guarantee the savings and because we have a cash flow that is essentially tight enough for contractual guarantees, we can't do a change order. If we miss something, we have to follow through with it. Otherwise, if we pile costs onto the project, it'll balloon, and now we can't guarantee those savings anymore, right? Because now we're a little upside down. So again, energy savings guarantees is the way that you can shift risk from your performance onto theirs. Did that help you think?
Thank you.
Yeah. So a little bit about the timeline. Typically, an IGA investment grade audit takes about 3 months. We typically like to go through the proposal development, the contract negotiations over that time. We'll utilize Government Code 4217, which is specifically set up in California statute to deal with this kind of a project, because we are designing and we will construct. And because we're guaranteeing the savings, the legislature knows that we need a different pathway to do this, and 4217 is something that we do quite often. Milestone is the board approval of contract execution, and then we have further engineering and design to make sure that everything that's going in can meet those guarantees. All in all, I would say anywhere from 12 to 18 months before all of it gets done, with the caveat that the solar piece would need to get purchased and landed by July the 2nd. And because of that tight time frame, prior to meeting with you tonight, I've confirmed with the company that upon execution of an LOI with us, a letter of understanding, a letter of intent with us, we will pre-purchase solar and hold in our Phoenix offices to the point at which, at no obligation to the district, such that if you decide to move forward with us on the contract, we would be able to then have the district encumber that cost and then land by July the 2nd. We probably wouldn't be talking about anything like that until, I would say, probably the beginning of March or so is when that would happen. So we would pre-purchase at no obligation at our risk if the district decided to move forward. And again, no need to make a decision tonight. This is just a formal way of showing you what the potential project would look like. And so with that, Brian threatened me to keep it short. I think I kept it short. He knows how long I can go. I want to thank you for the opportunity to present this project. I think that the district has a significant opportunity to unlock its energy budget to pay itself back and not pay the utility. And I'm happy to answer any other questions that you may have.
So if you pre-purchase that at no obligation to the district in order to get that IRS, is it TIC?
ITC,
ITC,
yes.
thank you.
Yes.
The IRS, ITC.
Correct.
Yeah. Welcome to public education.
Right.
So that in no way ties our hands from being able to get that check cut to us from the government for that?
So we will, no, it does not.
Because it's in the contract that we're paying out, it's
Exactly.
just a timing issue.
It's just a timing issue.
Okay.
It's just a timing issue. Yeah.
Okay.
Could you tell me again, how many years would it take for us to break even to see an ROI?
So right now, preliminarily, we're looking at about 11 to 13 years, depending on what the district decides that it wants to do. Now, it could be that the district says, oh, you know what, we only want to do one school, and we want to just do the lighting, or maybe we only want to do a solar repower of the system at Westview. That could drastically change. The power of this project is to be able to take measures that save a lot of energy, like lighting and solar, and use the energy cost savings to buy things that don't save a lot of energy, like a boiler, things that you need, or a roof, or a pool refurbishment to stop it from leaking, or a vault, right? Those measures don't save a lot of energy, and in and among themselves could be 30, 40 years before you actually have a payback. But with this kind of a process where we bundle the projects together, you can have lower paybacks. So I hate to give the depends answer. It kind of depends, but based on what we've seen tonight, that 8 to 11 million with a 20-year paybacks of around 20-year benefits of 15 to 19 million, 400,000 to a half a million dollars in energy cost savings, about 11 to 13 years.
And then with the equipment, is there any type of warranty, service contract that goes with internal
Absolutely, 100%. Yeah, we can provide extended warranties on that. We of course provide our labor warranties. We can provide O&M contracts, either with ourselves or with a provided, a preferred vendor. For example, we work with Shasta Controls. You also work with Shasta Controls. They're a preferred controls provider, so we would utilize them on the job as well.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Big one, 616, purchase of two 2025 Transit 350 vans through Corning Ford. You want to say anything? We can afford these?
Yes, they were in reserve, budgeted.
They were budgeted.
Yeah. Which is pretty much status quo, just so you know, every year we keep them in there in the event there's an emergency or we have the inset break down, we have that earmarked.
Oh, good.
Motion?
Yeah, motion to approve.
Move to
We're
second.
stupid enough to buy electric buses. Sorry. it's
All
true.
those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries unanimous. Bid threshold update pursuant to public contract code 2811-1. Action.
Motion to approve. Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, unanimous. Informational item, results of the CTE Student Interest Survey, which was proctored in the fall of 2025.
I'm really happy with our response.
Yeah, no, it, 600, that's caught my eye to begin with. It was 657 respondents. And realizing that the majority of this went out to 9th through 11th grade. And so I'm very happy with that. What I'd like to call your attention to is on that second page, that interest level of what it's like 83% interest in enrolling in a CTE course versus other models. Sixth grade day, it's tough, you know, especially if you're the academic wanting to college, but also to sample that CTE. But very great news for us, I think. The results were a little surprising, and I gave you
Before you leave that page, above that graph, I
Yeah.
wasn't sure how to read that.
The
Top
et cetera.
5 career areas, 0 to 1,000, a little tiny thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
People didn't fix the.
So what you're seeing is it's Google Forms, right? And so that they could select, they could select up to 3 different career interest areas. And so you can see the main ones that were selected were the health science, medical terminology and sports medicine, the nursing, biotechnology, and within, if you flip that to the next page, it kind of gives light to why, you know, that graph looks that way. You can find, you know, the public service is one of the big ones. You can look at its, actually, the largest one was the,
Hospitality and tourism.
it's technically, it's not hospitality, because hospitality is just slightly, is right next to it. At 16.3 is the hospitality. I'm looking at the one that was 28%, which is the medical technology and services.
Yeah, that
It's
didn't, I was
written
gonna
on ours.
ask, because there was 2 bars under engineering and design. So the second bar that has the 184, which is 20%, it
Right.
doesn't show. That's what
It-
it doesn't show.
It doesn't show.
No.
And what I'm thinking, if I remember the Google form correct, that's where the medical and the biotechnology services, that's where that is. It wouldn't, because of the size of the graph, it took, like every other one out. And so you don't see some of those bars lifted. The et cetera from the previous graph, the et cetera, that one that's got a lot of blue, that's what you see in all those selections where there was only one choice where kids chose something that the larger group of students didn't.
So then what was the 22.5% line?
22.
Under, it's the second bar under agricultural and natural. That's not labeled either. So our 2 highest percentages, like pathways, aren't.
I'm gonna have to look, I'm gonna have to go to that form, open it up, and I can send you that. So it's just that section. So it highlights what exactly those were. What I do know is that the majority, what we're seeing in those, the top 5 career interests are labeled on that. And it's gotta be one of those.
Oh, right, I see what you're saying. They're just broken out.
I like to make a suggestion, because this is an informational item for the board. Scott's way more tech savvy than I am, no doubt about that, but I think Lisa's got Scott trumped. So maybe Lisa can help Scott reformat, and we'll print it out, and I'll email it to you guys.
Yeah.
How's that sound?
Okay, great. I do have another question though, in regards to, like the percentage of responses per school site. So it looks like West Valley had a 57.2% response. And then the other schools were a lot more minimally participatory. So I'm curious, like, how are these surveys implemented, and, why are we seeing such a discrepancy between the response rate between different school sites?
Because West Valley had a 57%, but Anderson only had a 23%, unless this graph is per number.
It's
by
out of the
number.
whole district
Oh,
number.
it's a number of districts, it's a percentage of the districts, so West Valley is our biggest.
We have West Valley has more
Okay.
students.
Well, that's what I was wondering, is the pie graph skewed because they have more participants? I mean, like, is this survey offered during a class time? And
Yeah, I can speak to that. So anytime we get something from the district office that wants to go like school-wide, we pick one course that's got a 4-year requirement, and then we send it to that department head and make sure that we're all on the same page. So I'm sure that they're doing the same thing here at Anderson. It's pretty common.
So if we did that.
So like, we
then-
use history a lot because we have 4-year for social science.
English.
Or English, yeah. We
English, yeah.
tend to use social science the most, I'll just tell you. English gets a test that we get graded on really heavy. Social science does not.
So if we are doing it that way, then wouldn't we be capturing at least 98% of all students? Don't we have like 1,500 students?
And most schools average between 90 and 93% attendance per day. So a great day, you'll get 93% of the entire district. Assuming there's no sports that day, because that counts as attendance and they leave early. There's a lot of variables.
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
But yeah, but I would think 85% would be an achievable number district-wide.
And what was the percentage for this number, 657?
657, you're only looking probably, well, we're about 14, so we're at 1,400, so come on, man. You're not counting the senior class. It's about, little,
Yeah, it's less than 50%.
about 50%.
But to be clear, they don't have to take it.
Yeah,
Oh, it's
we're asking them and we're sending it
It's
out.
not mandatory, it's not part of the grade.
Yeah.
And,
Okay.
and
Got it. That's.
Oh, yeah, and we didn't ask, I don't think we asked seniors, did we?
we, in the seniors.
So that would take out.
Seniors, which
Oh.
we're only interested in the 9 to 11. Now, some seniors did, they have to be in the room. So some seniors did, but the majority are those 9 through 11. So then you take that percentage and it boosts more.
Yeah, thanks, that brings clarity. Yeah.
And it is 650, 657, I'm the LCAT guy, so 657 is fantastic.
Yeah, excellent sample. It's an excellent sample rate.
Okay, moving on. We have any CSCA or CTA representatives here tonight? They're all happy. They're all fun.
Hallelujah.
Mr. Superintendent.
Yeah, I know Shay left, but I do appreciate coming up. Brent and I had everything, and I understand Joe's concerned about getting bids. But you know, he talked about that government code where this is something a little different because it's cost neutral. I do think, you know, one thing I want to make sure when I leave the district is it's in good shape, not only fiscally, but also the facilities are in good shape. So I appreciate you coming up and doing that. I said it once, I'll say it again, I really appreciate your attention to detail reading the packets, because it holds my principals accountable when they're doing their SART. They better spell check their documents because they're being checked. So thank you for that. That's all I have.
Okay, let's start with Derek, board members. Put you on the spot again, huh?
Yeah.
Stacy?
I'm gonna throw this out here. I really think we need to look at combining schools and looking at ROP, expanding it, expanding CTE, trade schools, charter schools. I think that's the way it's going. I think we need to throw that out there. I love how we're looking at different coursework. I was talking to when I got our certificates for Elegant Bean, Mem McDougall went overseas, or not went overseas, went to Hawaii. She was going to be a nurse, then she decided not to. She had all her prerequisites done at West Valley ahead of time, then she didn't have anything to do. Then she doesn't know what she's going to do now. We don't expose our kids to enough trades. They don't know what they're going to do. The kids they're lost. They don't know what they're going to do. A lot of them, they just don't know. And I think we've got to do more. A lot of them, they don't know, like the one Eleanor said, he was lost till he got into ROP. We've got to help these kids now. They need hands-on stuff. That's what they do. Trace did not know what he knew he wasn't going to college, period. So he did the Army. A lot of these kids do this. A lot are college bound, a lot aren't. And more aren't going to college. And like I said, I know I'm beating a dead horse. AI is going to take over a lot, but they're not going to do stuff with their hands. And I know ROP is great, so let's expand ROP. Why are we maintaining all these schools with thousands? We're going to be paying for things. Let's charter schools, let's do trade schools, let's bring it out there. And I know people are going to hate me. Some aren't, some will. It doesn't matter. Let's explore it. So that's just an option.
Jackie?
I support you, Stace. I just want to thank everybody, my constituents, for the 2 watching online. But whoever is watching, I just want to thank you guys for your patience with me. I lost my dad 2 months ago. It still seems like it was just yesterday. It's been tough, but I want to thank the staff and my fellow board members as well for me not being here and for not participating like I would like to. But I'm here now, so thank you.
Julia?
I just want to comment on Stacy's comment. I was, going through the packet and looking at these new classes that Anderson New Tech is going to be offering, and it kind of hits the nail on the head with the CTE pathways and the survey that we got back. And so I was calling Brian this afternoon saying, hey, is there a way that, some students from other campuses can go to these classes? So I think there's a discussion definitely to be had. I would totally support that discussion to see what that looks like, because The more and more I read about what's happening with our students that are graduating and, you know, trying to get into colleges, they're just not, they're very ill-equipped. And I don't see that four-year colleges are seeing the enrollment numbers as they used to in, you know, the last couple decades. So I definitely think that we have to get more creative in, you know, exposing them to more pathways, so they can have a little bit more grasp on what it is that they're going after when they go into the world, whether it is going to a 4-year or into a trade or a vocation. And I would just say thanks to Mr. Parker, always answering the phone when I call, answering all my questions, and to the board for making this fun. This was a good meeting.
Oh, I was really happy to hear from Kayla Garman. I'm happy she came in and shared her experience and how valuable it is, because I agree, I think it is really valuable, and the kids are the ones that benefit, so I think it's awesome. And I also agree with Stacy and you guys too, that it is important. We gotta look in the future now. The times are changing.
Yeah.
So.
Well, all I can say is, one of the first few years I was on board, we had a couple of gentlemen that came and talked to us about solar panels in West Valley. And I think it showed that we didn't quite get what we thought we were gonna get. And so I hope we are very diligent in what we're talking about, because it's easy for them to stand up and tell us stuff, but I will tell you that most of the time that doesn't happen. Okay?
Yeah.
Other than that, great meeting. Thanks for coming, everybody. The meeting is